Today on Motorz, Chris is going to show you how to install a custom leather interior. Presented by AMP Research.
Hey, welcome to Motorz. Now in previous episodes we've shown you how to install a custom Katzkin leather interior on both a Mustang and an F-150. But today we're doing something a little bit more challenging, an SUV. We're installing new leather in a 2004 Honda Pilot which has 3 rows of seating. With that much leather to install, it's going to take some time. So before we begin, let's take a closer look at the process of ordering a custom Katzkin leather interior. To order Katzkin leather, just visit Katzkin.com and click on the Interior Selector button. Select your new or used vehicle by make, model, and year. They offer 3 different design levels: Premium, Custom, and Limited Edition. Now once you determine which design option you want, just click on the Installation button. The Dealer option allows you to work directly with one of Katzkin's authorized car dealers in their network, while the Network option refers you to one of Katzkin's authorized professionals in your area. Any one of the 2,500 in the US and Canada can sell and install your new Katzkin leather interior. Both options come with Katzkin's 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty and are made right here in the USA. Now the tools you're going to need for a common Katzkin leather installation include some silicone spray, various pry tools, some hog ring pliers, as well as a whole bunch of brand new hog rings. And a whole bunch of common tools as well that Olivia has right over here.
You're going to need various ratchets, extensions, and sockets, some torque spits, a pick tool, a Sharpie, various screwdrivers, a razor knife, work gloves, some safety glasses, pliers, diagonal cutters, and on this project you might need a little extra elbow grease.
And it might not be a bad idea to have a couple buddies helping you out too, Olivia.
That's right.
E3 Diamond Fire spark plugs are the most powerful spark plugs you can buy. They deliver a more complete fuel burn, more power, better economy, and reduced emissions. E3 Diamond Fire spark plugs at auto parts and lawn and garden stores everywhere.
Welcome back. Now our Honda Pilot's about 8 years old, and that factory leather interior is really starting to show its age. So that's why we've decided to upgrade both the look and the quality with a custom Motorz branded leather interior from Katzkin. The first thing to do is to remove the seats. The only thing that you're going to need for that is a 14mm socket and a trim removal tool. Now, front seats have a total of 4 bolts. There's 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and both seats also have wiring harnesses, so make sure you remove those prior to removing the seats. Well, we've got our driver's seat all unbolted, so let's get it on out of here. Now I've got the driver's side seat out of the vehicle. We're going to start by removing the headrest, the seat back, the plastic trim pieces, and of course the upholstery. Just be careful of the airbag. It's also a good idea to have a buddy helping you out so you have an extra set of hands and eyes. Once we're all done with the driver's seat, repeat all the same steps for the passenger seat. Remove the headrests by pushing in the tabs on the inside of the headrest posts. There are 2 plastic tree clips that you have to pop out on the bottom of the seat back before you can remove it. To remove, just lift straight up. Remove the 3 Phillips head screws on the inside, then remove the plastic cover. Repeat on the outside of the driver's seat to remove the other plastic cover. Just be sure to disconnect both the wiring harnesses on the back as well. Using a 14mm socket, remove the seat bolts on both sides. This is required in order to remove the seat bottom. Remove the handle for the lumbar support by using a pick tool or something else with a hook. To remove the handle, just give it a strong pull and it will pop right off. And to show you what this clip looks like, here's how it goes back on. Now there are a ton of clips on the back of these seats. There's metal hooks, plastic clips, springs, and more. And when it comes time to remove the cables or wires, just remember to put them back on in the same place you found them. And then there are hog rings. There's lots of them. So grab some diagonal cutters and cut them all off. Just be sure to wear safety glasses because you don't want to get those guys stuck in your eyes when they come flying off. You also need to use your hog ring pliers and new hog rings when you install your new leathers. Be sure to save the springs and clips, as you'll need to reuse them for the Katzkin leather. Use a pry tool to remove the tree clips that are on the bottom of the seat. You've got 6 hog rings to remove on the bottom of the seat, plus a few plastic clips as well. Hog rings look like overgrown staples, but you can't use a stapler to put them on. Instead, you need a special tool called hog ring pliers, and here's how they crimp around the upholstery. There's usually a plastic or metal bar within the upholstery that gets crimped to something similar on the seat, and sometimes there are hook and loop fasteners, which we'll show you in a little bit. You're going to spend a lot of time removing old hog rings and installing new ones. Now I'll show you how I put the new leather on this seat bottom so you can get a good idea of all the wrangling needed. Just be sure to take your time and be careful not to overstretch the material, as you don't want to risk ripping out any of the stitching. Compressing the foam with your hands as you go along will also help a great deal too. Sometimes there are metal rods in the stock upholstery that need to be transferred to the new Katzkin leather, so be sure not to throw anything away until you're all done with your installation. Reuse the factory springs and clips in the same locations and install your new Katzkin leather. For the headrest post and lumbar knob, you're going to have to do some minor surgery. I can't stress how important it is that you take your time here. Cut as little as possible, because once you cut too much, well, you can't go back. For our lumbar knob, I cut as little as possible, then I stretch the leather around the stud. Reinstall the retaining clip, line up the knob, and smack that sucker back into place. You also need to create some holes on the seat back for the tree clips. Use a small screwdriver and slightly enlarge the holes to make room for them. Put the seat back on by hanging the plastic over the horizontal bar, then align the tree clips and snap them back into place. With the seat back almost complete, reassemble the seat bottom, reconnect the wiring, and reinstall the plastic pieces. For our donut-shaped front headrest, the factory leather could not be removed, so the new Katzkin leather installs on top of it. It's an extremely tight fit, and the foam cannot be compressed, so warm up your new Katzkin leather and take your time, and lubing it up with some silicone spray can really help too. For our second row of seats, the process is very similar to the first row. We've got a flip-down snack tray we've got to deal with, as well as a 60/40 split bench seat. The seat back is held on with numerous tree clips. Use a curved trim removal tool to pop them out. To remove the back of the center armrest, there are 2 tree clips on the back you've got to push out, and then you can pull up on the plastic piece to remove it. To remove the seat release handle, first use a Torx T10 bit to remove the knob, and carefully remove the stickers to reveal Phillips head screws. Back those screws out, then the plastic piece can be removed. Using a Torx T30 bit, remove the screw holding the seat bottom to the seat back. This will make it easier to remove the cables and plastic trim pieces. Speaking of plastic, there's a lot of it. Some of it's just clipped on and some are attached by screws just like these. Disconnect the cables on both sides of the seat. There are 2 on the left and just 1 on the right. To remove the seat release on the top of the seat back, you first have to disconnect the 3 cables that are clipped into the plastic molded seat back. You also need to remove the headrest mounts. Using a flat blade screwdriver, pop out the release tab and be sure not to lose the springs inside. Then use a Phillips screwdriver to loosen the screw underneath. And pinch the one side of the post that has a ridge on it in order to pull it on out. So like our first row, remove the old upholstery and reinstall the new Katzkin leather. Now, those donut-shaped front headrests were the most difficult that I've ever had to work with. Now, the rear headrests are a lot easier to do. The problem is I've got 8 of them. Now, there's an easier way to get this done. It's called the Head Shrinker 3000 and it's available from Katzkin. Now, this is something that you'd typically find in an upholstery shop, but we've got one right here to play with, so let's check it out. Now, it requires some assembly and an air compressor, and it comes with these bags which are required to shrink the foam. So the first thing you want to do is take your headrest after you've got the factory cloth or leather off and insert it into these 2 tubes. Now, the traditional method, however, is to leave the new leather out in the sun for a few minutes to get warmed up, then spray the factory bag and the inside of the leather with silicone spray, and gently install the new leather. We used our head shrinker post, but you can just as easily use your seat back. Now, another method we discovered while trying various things is using your standard shop vac like our one from Craftsman here. You're still going to need a thin plastic bag, and you're going to need a buddy to help you out because you want to put this up inside and hold this tight like this while you put the new cover on. After you've got your new Katzkin leather on your headrest, you've got to remove this plastic and then clip it all together. And now we can move on to our last row of our Honda Pilot, which has a 60/40 folding bench. Now the process is similar to the other 2 rows that we just did, with some minor differences. The third row of our Honda Pilot is the first time we've seen hook and loop fasteners in this vehicle. It's a lot easier to deal with than hog rings. Just push it down and give it a karate chop. Putting the headrest back together on the second and third rows is a bit tricky, but again, take your time. Use your fingers to find the holes for the headrest posts. Then, like our lumbar knob, poke a hole and then carefully make it just big enough for the post to pass through.
Brought to you by Craftsman at Sears.
One of the most common car maintenance tasks outside of changing your oil are your brakes. Now, it requires some basic brake tools, and thankfully Craftsman offers this 10-piece brake set module. It includes a 3-piece brake caliper socket set, a brake spring tool, a brake pad spreader, a cylinder hone, brake adjusting tool, brake spring pliers, a brake shoe spring tool, and even lock ring pliers. Now, that's a ton of brake tools. Not only does it come with Craftsman's lifetime warranty, but you can also save a ton of cash by buying everything you need at once. Now, stop by your local Sears store and pick it up. Visit sears.com/tools to order online, or visit the parts page at our website. Now, your S197 has a retro style, so why not complete that look with some rear window louvers? This is the MRT one-piece aluminum rear window louver for Ford Mustangs 2005 on up. Also featured here is the included MRT rear window prop rod kit, which allows you to easily lift the hinge louver, allowing you to clean that window. The louver has a powder-coated satin black finish, which can be painted and comes with everything you need for the installation. Now, what I really love about this louver over all others that I've seen is the perfect fit it offers, plus its awesome retro styling. The attention to detail is what really sets this one apart from the rest. Installation takes about a half an hour, doesn't require any drilling or any other modifications. Plus, you get clear installation instructions, a window template for the hinges, and all the hardware. Now, to open the louver, just use the included tool to open the latches, lift it up, pull down the prop rods. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. It doesn't block your rear window visibility, and it's even made right here in the USA. Now, for a link to this bad boy, available from Silver Horse Racing, visit the parts page at our website. Are you looking to upgrade your exhaust system? If you're looking for new headers, mufflers, a complete or catback system, Bassani has got you covered. Now, right here I've got their ceramic coated headers for a Ford F-150. Not only do they look incredible, but the ceramic coating keeps things a heck of a lot cooler under your hood since they increase thermal efficiency. Now, one of the biggest problems with new headers is that they look great until you first fire up your engine, and then they immediately get discolored. Well, these ceramic headers resist discoloration because of that coating, so they stay looking good. Now, if you're swapping out your stock headers for aftermarket ones, you should also upgrade your exhaust. That's why I've got Bassani's stainless steel catback exhaust system right here too. These increase performance and give you better sound. Plus, it looks way better than stock. Now, for more information, go to the Motorz website and click on the parts button right on the home page. Having your dog ride shotgun might upset your spouse, but that's not nearly as upsetting as the big pile of hair your pet will leave behind. That's why Canine Covers created a wide range of automotive seat covers for your car, truck, or SUV. Available in several different colors, including this awesome suede finish paw print. Visit caninecovers.com for more information on all their pet products. And to learn more about where this newest member of the Motorz crew was rescued from, check out itsthepits.org.
Hi, I'm Nate with Sears Tools. Let me tell you about the Blue Tool Crew. We know tools. With over 400 national brands and over 30,000 products, we can help you find the tools you need. Shop with us at your local store, online at sears.com/tools, or with the latest Sears Tools catalog. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 877-4BLUE-CREW.
Letters, brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs. Born to burn.
Hey, welcome to Letters. Now, before we get to these guys, I want to remind you to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Now, every month we've also got a contest where we give away a free Covercraft car cover on behalf of Katzkin as well as Covercraft. Now, here's a look at a couple of recent rides winners. Now, aren't those some fantastic rides? Now, to enter your ride so you can possibly win a Covercraft car cover, just head on over to our website and click on the Rides button that's right on our homepage. Now, let's get on to our first letter. This one comes from Nathan. He writes, "Hey, love the show and thanks for all the help with the how-to info. It's nice to see how to do it beforehand. I've never seen a good explanation for the difference between a small block and a big block. I mean, obviously a big block is bigger, but what is the deciding factor? And what is the largest small block and the smallest big block?" Well, thanks for the great question, Nathan. We actually get this one quite often. Now, the big block is longer and taller than the small block, and because of the increased bore spacing, well, that allows you to get a larger bore out of it. And because of the increased deck height, that allows you to get a longer stroke. Now, the small block goes from 262 all the way up to 400 cubic inches, while the big block gets you 366 all the way up to 572. Now, as a good example of this, the Chevy small block that we just rebuilt started its life out as a 350, and through machining and a new crank, we pumped it up to 383. Now, our next one comes from Ben Barton. He writes, "Hey Chris, first off, thank you for everything you've done on the show. It's very much appreciated by this guy, and my friends are also hooked. I've been saving money to go back to college to learn how to work on vehicles. I was wondering if you had any recommendations for me. I've been doing some research into a tech school, but it's very expensive, and I don't want to have to take out a small loan or save for another year. I don't know if it would pay off in the end." Well, Ben, that's also a very good question, and I got a couple of options for you here. First is to check out some local community colleges to see what kind of automotive programs that they might have. The next is to find a place nearby that you'd like to work and check them out to see where they hire from and if they offer any scholarships or internships of their own. Another place to check is SEMA and other organizations because sometimes they offer scholarships as well. And finally, Jake wrote in and he said, "Hey Chris, I love the show. I've been watching you from season 1 and very thankful for all the Mustang how-to videos. I'm very interested in doing a Katzkin leather upgrade on my 2003 Mustang GT. I just wanted to know how you ordered yours and how you chose your design." Well, Jake, this episode was made just for you, man. Well, it wasn't a Mustang, it was a Honda Pilot, but if you backtrack to a couple of past seasons of Motorz, you'll find a Mustang episode as well as an F-150 where we showed you how to install a custom Katzkin leather interior on those two vehicles. So between all 3 of these episodes, you'll have a pretty good idea of the installation as well as the ordering process. Now, I'd like to thank Jake and everybody else for sending in your letters. You guys get free E3 spark plugs for your vehicle. Now, to learn more about their Diamond Fire technology or to find out if they're available for your ride, just head on over to e3sparkplugs.com. Now, once you've got your new custom Katzkin leather installed, there's no better way to protect it from sun damage than with a new Covercraft car cover. Now, that was a lot of labor, but it looks fantastic and way better than factory. Now, to remove and reinstall these seats just takes 4 bolts, but to disassemble them and put the new leathers on, you got to have patience and take your time. Now, to order a new custom Katzkin leather interior for your vehicle, just head on over to Katzkin.com or check out the parts page at our website. We'll catch you next time on Motorz. Wake up, San Diego, it's the Chris and Olivia show. Could have guests and stuff. We didn't have to install anything.
Some VIPs.
You just talk to people. You're gonna need, right here, you're gonna need some tools. What you got, Olivia?
A slingshot.
Slingshot and bow and arrow would be nice too.
Yeehaw!
Careful of that airbag and it also, Chris and Olivia show. Yeah!